a black cloak, street gospel, light of the temple. Sword swing, killer live from the ghetto. The hood messenger, let them know hell's close. Black burial, the devil in a black cloak.
Yo, what is up? Welcome to the Street Gospel Podcast. I'm your host, Dave One, and this is episode number... Yo, Cam, what episode is this? 56. Yo, we're just lining them up, man. We've been blessed. If you caught our last episode number 55, it was with my friend Marcel Muniz from Ultra Go. Definitely was a podcast you need to watch if you need some organization, some management, and why it's important in the church, especially. Marcel's a good dude, good heart for the church. But we got a guest today, and you know, I play a little bit of music when I introduce my guest. And so I was trying to get this guy for a minute, and luckily he just happened to be in my neighborhood passing through, and so I had to get him, and he's here today, so I'm excited. He is a believer, he's a father, a new husband, he's a minister, an evangelist, does a little rapping, a whole lot of popping. I want to welcome to the Street Gospel Podcast, Mike Servin.
Jesus Christ, you know what it is.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? How you doing? God bless you, Jesus Christ.
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
It's good to have you, bro.
It's good to be here.
You were, this morning, you were at a friend of mine, Pastor Fernando,
Yep.
Firehouse Church in Brea.
Yep.
You were how did that go, bro?
Man, it went awesome, man. The fire of God at the Firehouse Church just came through and just did its thing. Jesus Christ. I was able to speak my testimony and give people a deeper insight of why and how God uses me, how He uses me.
That's dope.
Jesus Christ.
No, when you get booked for a church, is it testimony? You get booked, or is it for sharing your testimony? Is it to rap? Is it to preach a sermon? Is it to just come and pop lock?
Jesus Christ.
Or is it all of the above? Whatever they want.
So sometimes people will call me and they will give me specifics. They'll be like, come through and tell your testimony, come through and do music, come through and dance. And so I asked them, like, what would you want me to minister to your church? Like, what do you want me to, I'm not just going to come and just be like, okay, I'm going to take control of everything, because I like to honor the men or women of God, the leaders, and just have them just lead me in the right way, because that's their sheep, and they know what their sheep probably needs at that point in time. And I'm coming in just like, man, just use me as a weapon and just have me swing whichever way you need me to. Jesus Christ.
I love that, because, you might get people that book you, and then, I'm glad you have that attitude, in other words, because you're like, whatever it is, I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna, whatever you need me to do. If you need me to preach, you need me to do, share testimony, minister to kids, whatever it may do, I'm willing to do that. Because a lot of people want to come in and they want to do their thing.
Yeah,
but like you said, the shepherd knows their sheep, and what the sheep need.
Jesus Christ. Yes, that's true. That's true.
That's good, man. So what'd you do this morning? Just share your testimony?
I shared my testimony, and he asked me, he was like, well, how long do you need? I was like, well, I could tell my testimony in 15 minutes and just blam, blam, blam. Or I could tell my testimony in like 25, 30 minutes and blam, blam, blam. Either way, it's hitting hard, So,
right.
But whatever you need me to do, like, I'll do it. And he was like, today, take as long as you want, and go up there and just, explain it and let people know and have a deeper understanding on the God in you. Jesus Christ. So I went up there and I just did it. Testimony.
Nice, man. Nice. So where does Mike's story begin? Really? Where does your story begin? Because I know people see the Jesus Christ dude, and that was funny because I told a lot of people, like, hey, man, they's like, who do you have on next on the podcast? And I go, oh, Mike Servin. And they're like, who? And I go, Mike Servin. It's like a Mike Jones song, right? Mike Servin. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ. And everybody goes, oh, that dude. No way. My friend at the gym, he's a highway patrol guy, right? Dude, I didn't think he even knew who you were, right? So I'm like, his name's Mike Servin, man. I don't know if you've seen him. And then he's like, Mike Servin. I said, no, Jesus Christ. And he goes, dude, could I come over? I need to meet that dude. And I was like, are you serious? So, I mean, where does the story begin, man?
The story begins growing up and being in catechism.
Really?
My first touch of God.
Really?
My first, where I started learning about God, in catechism. You know, my dad probably saw my mom from LA, and so they knew to put us in catechism. So we went to catechism, and that's where I first started learning about God.
Wow.
And I first started like just, you know, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You know, the prayers and everything. And as I'm going through catechism, like, shout out to all my Catholic brothers and sisters. I love you guys. Jesus Christ.
Amen.
But I just gradually changed. Like gradually changed into like to like, I guess apostolic, because then my sister-in-law and then my friends' moms and them, they were apostolic and Christian, like crazy screaming, running around the church. I was like, it was hecka different. Jesus Christ. And so like it started when I was about maybe like 10 or 11 in catechism and stuff.
You know what's a trip about that? Like, and I'm glad you gave him a shout out, because there's a lot of my grandmother was a devout Catholic, and great grandmother. My mom's a devout Christian. But my mom says she's in heaven because she was praying. She was doing, you know, and there is some spirituality there where you can find God or have some sort of connection, or an experience, right, or an encounter, right. And then I mean, granted, there's other things that we as Christians don't believe in, but there is an encounter of morality, of knowing Jesus, right, and getting a foundation or a base of like, okay, there is a God, He loves me, He did die on the cross, even though they
just of course,
but he died on the cross for me, and there is some sort of spirituality and morality, because I've met people and they go, I knew nothing about Jesus all through my youth, and I'm like, how?
You
know what I mean? So it is good. I think it's a trip that you said that, because a lot of people won't. They're like, and I'm like, no, there is some power there. The God can use that there a little bit.
There is, and I would like. I'm not no theologian and I'm not no historian, but Jesus Christ and the next with they follow the way, and then Catholicism.
Yeah.
Like, so it has to be something there.
Something.
Jesus Christ, there has to be something there, and I say that for my own life because that's where God first started touching me through catechism.
Yeah.
When I was going to catechism. And so, you know, going through that, but I wasn't a follower. I was a listener, but I wasn't a follower, you know, growing up, man, I was everything. I started to pop.
So were you a good kid? I mean, you knew something of Jesus, had some morality, had some apostolic in you.
Yeah.
Were you a good kid, or were you just a kid in the street? Like, I want to do good, but the environment.
No. So I was a good kid, but me and my brother, we were hyper kids. Jesus Christ.
Wait, I would never guess that you were a hyper kid. Never.
Jesus Christ. So I just want to throw that out there, man. And but yeah, I was a pretty good kid. You know, I got a mom and dad. You know, they work at the cannery. But it's the things that influence me. Mm. It's the things that I can say that the things that first caught my attention that I really liked is where I put all my energy into. So and so, although that 10, 11 years old going to catechism, when I was about 12 or 13 years old, the movies started coming out. Remember the movies?
Okay.
Menace to Society,
sure.
In 1991, 92, Boys in the Hood, American Me, Bound by Honor.
Classics.
Boys in the classics.
But they can influence you the wrong way if you're a young, impressionable kid.
Yes, if you're a young, impressionable. So now I know those movies are meant to keep people away to see the hardship of it.
Yes.
Now I know that. So if I watch it, I see it with different eyes. But as a youngster, I didn't know. I didn't know what I was watching.
It is glorifying.
It was glorifying. Like, I didn't know what I was watching, but it like encouraged me. Like when I seen like Loke Dog run up into the store and rob the store, and then I seen Montana, the shot caller of the prison, and had all this respect, and I didn't know what a gang member looked like, because my family members, my uncles and them, they wasn't gang members. I was born into like a pretty decent family.
Yeah.
Like they were like, all right. But when I started watching them movies, like it directed my like who I wanted to be. Mm. I was like, boy, I want that.
Ooh.
I want to be like that. I want to look like that.
You know what's funny? Because people will say that movies or the music don't influence you. But when you're a young kid, and I mean, listen, I used to think wrestling was real when I was a young kid. Right? Yeah. My dad was like, "It's not real." Yes, it is. You know what I mean? Or I used to watch Rambo, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a guy that can do that. He's like, no. And my dad was in the army, right?
Yeah.
For a little while. And he was like,
of course.
There's not a guy that can do that. And I was like, no, that's real. But it can be impressionable in the
Yes.
wrong way, where you think like, wow, this dude just walked into a liquor store, blasted this dude, and got away with it, is laughing at it.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to blast nobody, but I would like to carry a gun, get money whenever I want, and be influenced that way, right?
Yeah. Yes, for sure. For sure. It was almost like, I just thought about this right now. It's almost like people watching like skateboarders doing the flips and like, oh, I want to. That's real. Them dudes running up into the store robbing people. That's real.
Yeah.
So that because it was real, like something I could do. Like it was, and it made it look so cool.
Right.
It made it look so cool. But throughout my life though, like I was everything. You know, I tried to do the popping, the rapping. I rode skateboards, you know. Remember the skateboard era?
Oh yeah, the skateboard era. I got pictures. You know, I wanted to be into graffiti, but I sucked at that. I didn't want to. I tried skating. I wanted to be a skater really bad.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stand the falls, man.
Oh.
Getting jacked up, I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, man. So I got a basketball, and I decided to be, play some sports, do some basketball. But you tried rapping, tried being in a band, all this stuff, right? You try a bunch of different stuff till you figure it out. But yeah,
till you figure it out. Yeah.
So how did you find the Lord?
So after becoming what influenced me most, the gang member.
So you actually became that.
So yeah, I tried everything, but I ended up becoming what influenced me most, and that's with this gang member.
So was it hard for your family? Like, did they? You came from a good family, so you become a gang member, and are they looking at you like, "What the heck happened to you, man? Where you come work at the cannery?" Or
Yeah. Just of course, my dad, I cheat with the belt, hitting us like, nah, don't be doing that. Why? But it was like something that was in me that was like was fearless. I wasn't afraid, so I wanted that. Like I was like, I could put all this, like I know now that I was like thinking like I could put all this energy into this.
Yeah.
And so I became this gang member trying to live up to what I seen on TV, saying I'm this, I'm that. And then my friend gets shot and killed in 1999. And then it's like I walk into like another world. Boom. And here's where Satan used an invisible chain to make me believe bad was good and good was bad. He made me believe that if I didn't hurt people or people that I loved didn't die, then I wasn't a real gang member. Oof. He made me believe I always had to have vengeance in my heart. There was no peace, only vengeance. Everything bad, he made me believe that was good. And everything good, he made me believe, nah, you're not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be kind. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to smile. You're supposed to mean mug. You're supposed to see who wants it. All that, he made me believe that's who I was. And that's what I wanted. And so in 1999, I get locked up. I go to prison. I get out in 2001. And my brother gets stabbed 16 times and killed in the streets. And I was fine with that.
Was that your older brother?
No, my younger brother. One was like 1 year younger than me.
Oh,
yeah.
So you guys were close.
We were close. Jesus Christ, we were close. And when we got out of prison, though, like we were all blinded, though. Like I could say, like we just got. I think people get blinded by the reputation, by that respect that we're looking for. And if we're not like really good at like breakdancing, if we're not really good like at any type of sport, if we're not really then if we can't be really good at something good, then might as well be really good at something evil. And it seems like it's easier.
I think that's even a bigger problem now.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it would just be bigger in your neighborhood. Yeah. Now kids don't want to just be bigger in their little 2 blocks, right? Yeah. They want to be bigger online, right?
Man,
I need to have this amount of followers, so I need to be good at something.
Yes.
And they're always trying to find something. And when they don't find, that something that they can be good at, then it's like, well, I'll just create something now online.
Jesus Christ,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're right, though. It has become enlarged. It has become enlarged. Well, you have this much enemies. Well, if I go online and do this, I have thousands of enemies. Now I'm tougher.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. It could be like that. But so my brother gets stabbed and killed. But like, I always had like a sense of God in me, because when I be in prison, just to all the prisoners out there listening, if you're listening right now, Jesus Christ, no matter how hard you are, I know for a fact that at the end of the day, you walking up in your cell, laying down and praying for either your mom, your dad, your kids, your family, somebody, because you know that the only one's going to be able to help them is God. 99% of everybody I've ever been locked up with in the cell with, they're praying for their family. or they're having somebody pray for their family. I seen somebody be like, "Oh, homie, I don't pray, but can you pray for my family?" There's always some type of God in them. There's always some type of asking God for something.
You know, that's a trip that you said that, because I think I've talked to dudes, you know, I've had guys here, and prison always is like a badge of honor. And sometimes I know these guys' stories.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, like, you get very few men that will admit, like, prison at night it sucks, because
Yeah, just of course.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about my family. Tears are coming down my eyes. I can't show that. And then they come out and they tell the story of, yeah, I did this amount of time. And it's like a badge of honor in the streets or whatever. But realistically, there's a lot of hurting people inside those prison walls, right?
Yeah. They're all. Everybody in the prison walls are hurting because everybody has something taken away their freedom. So every single person in that prison is hurting. All of them. But then they get numb to it. They get used to it. It becomes their life, because some people are doing life. And some people ain't getting out. So they adapt, because we're created to adapt. But, you know, if you got a chance to get out, man, get out and be successful. Be kind. There is no law against being kind, nice, successful. There's no law against that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that. And shout out to all the gang members listening, watching. You know, like, I love you guys. I got compassion for you guys. Like, never ever think that the church is against you. We're just against the sin in you, the violence in you, not you, not the gang members. Like, I don't want to call them gang members. The people personally that want to live like that.
Right.
Not against them. We're just against the acts that they do. We pray against that. But the minute they're ready to come and follow Jesus Christ, open arms, just like me. The minute I was ready to come, they was with open arms, everything, like, "Hey, come over here, mijo." Jesus Christ. I was like, because sometimes, like, people out there living, thugging it, they get a misconception thinking that maybe the church won't accept me.
I think that is a misconception.
Yeah.
And I think, I always tell everybody there's a church for everyone, right? So if this is not the right church for you, maybe you don't feel comfortable, there's a church for you.
Yeah.
But I think some of those dudes that come to the church, get saved, are some of the most solid brothers, because they take the mentality that they had in the streets.
Yes.
Right? I'm sold out for my neighborhood. I'm sold out for my gang. I'm sold out for hustling to get money for drugs,
course,
all this stuff. And they take that mentality and they bring it to the church, and they're like, I'm dedicated to Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm sold out for Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm sold out for doing what he wants me to do. And they end up being some of, like, the most solid brothers that you have at the church.
Yes.
You're one of them.
Yeah, just go ahead. Little proof, baby, just course. Yeah, so like I said, like my brother got stabbed and killed, and I was fine with that because I had that invisible chain making me think bad was good and good. I thought that was supposed to happen.
Did you have vengeance on your mind? Because when something happens like that, it can either turn you way worse or have you turn the other way and say, you know what, something's got to change.
So I had a vengeance on my mind at that point in time. Like, I wanted to, you know, go and get revenge and all that. And this is gonna sound like but not crazy. But as I was going to get the vengeance, I started asking myself, man, am I really mad at this dude? Like, we're living like this, you know, like this is what we're supposed to expect from this. So in some type of way, I really wasn't mad at him. I was just like, this is just what I do. So it really was like, I didn't hate him. I just had to go get him back because he got me.
Oh,
right. So it really wasn't like. It was. That's just how we was living.
It was normal.
It was normal.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I think that's how God brought out the forgiveness. Can I forgive that guy? Like, I wish I could meet him and talk to him and take him out to eat and help him, let him live with me, whatever. Like, I want to do that for him.
Wow.
And help him. Because for some God was in there. Like, even though when I was at my most murderous thoughts, somehow I was like, but that's what we do. Like, how can I even be mad at this dude? Like, that's how.
That's a trip, because if you talk to real gangsters, they have that mentality.
Yeah.
Like, this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what we do. You know, and it's okay. It's almost like a job. And you just punch in.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to go put in some work today.
Yeah. Just and then you go for this. This is who I am. Hey, Bubba, you're listening. That's not who you are. That is not who you are. You were not created to hurt. You were not created to bring pain or death on anybody. The first thing a person does when they're born is, mama, they're looking for love.
Wow.
You don't have to be taught that. It's already in you. That's why God says, man, all the other stuff like that's not you. A child of God was God. God is love.
Right.
So you're created to love. So when you're saying, "Oh, this is me," no, that's not you. You're being lied to. You're a kind person. You're a loving person. But you have to connect with God, because there's a force right now fighting with you that we know nothing about, a supernatural being we know nothing about, and we cannot stand up against that unless we have God in us to show us that that is not us, that we are children of God. And the minute you can experience that and accept that is the minute God just pushes everything out the way and says, man, come here. Ooh. Let me restore who you are. Let me restore you. I use everything that's saying, try to use for bad. I'm going to use all that for good. You used to manipulate people to get your way. Now he turns that manipulation into encouragement. Now you encourage people to come to church. He turns manipulation into encouragement. Like he does that. Jesus Christ, he does that.
That's good, bro.
Right?
I like that, man. That's solid, man. So how did you find Christ? Where was the turning point?
The turning point is when I started doing so much drugs that I started seeing them and I started hearing them. And they started coming out of everything. They started coming out the TV, my shadow, the radio, the sky, the air, everything. I could hear them, I could see them, I could feel them, but I couldn't hear God. Ooh. I couldn't hear God. I could see everything else and hear everything else but God. But right here, the little bit about the Bible that I knew, God said that God knows everything you're going to say before you say it. Oof. And I said, because you say that, God, when I call on you, I'm going to answer for you because you said you knew I would. I believe God would have stopped me from answering for him if he didn't want me to. That little mustard seed faith. Because, nobody wants to, I didn't want to go up against God, right? But at the same time, he said he knew what I was going to say. So one time I'm in the middle of the road, stopping traffic. You know those guys in the middle of the road, sometimes you see stopping traffic doing the noodle, thinking I'm a stop sign. And then here comes all them voices, all them demons. And I scream at the top of my lungs, Jesus Christ, I love you, God. And I answer back for him, I love you too. That's where I first started getting touched by the most powerful, awesome thing in this world, God himself. When no man or no woman could help me because everybody thought I was crazy, God was like, nah, you my son, you not crazy.
So you literally did what the word says. If you call upon the name of Jesus,
hey, Jesus Christ.
You literally called Jesus Christ. I love you, God.
I love you,
and
God.
And he touched you.
And he touched me.
I think people think that it has to be like some sort of extravagant thing where you go to the church and granted, a lot of people have been saying church, and you raise your hand and you get up and you walk to the altar and there's tears coming and those are great experiences. I'm not taking away from that, but sometimes people think I need to go to the church, I need to raise my hand, I don't want to walk down there, I don't want to see everybody, I might start crying, I don't want to experience that. But really all you have to do is call upon the name of Jesus Christ.
All you got to do is call upon the name of Jesus Christ. And I've heard this. People will say, well, all you got to do is get up and walk a couple of steps to the front. That's not all they got to do. They got to fight against their pride. They got to fight against their reputation.
It's a lot.
They're fighting up against a lot to get up and walk to the front. It ain't just get up and walk.
Yeah.
They're fighting against a lot. So sometimes God is like, that is so powerful that they're fighting against because it's the devil. God's like, I have to meet them right there.
Yep.
I have to meet them right there because the people that ain't never walked in their shoes and feel what they're feeling ain't gonna know why they won't walk to the front. Because I've been around people like, come on, just walk to the front. They've been the downest people I grew up with. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Come on. It's why would he? It's not that they're afraid. It's something else holding them. And I acknowledge that. Because you couldn't, there was some times in my walk when I was out there and I was hearing God, you couldn't get me in a car to go to church. I was like, no, something was stopping me. I wanted to go, but I wouldn't go. Get in the car, let's go to church. Nah, I'm not going to go. But in my heart, I'm talking to God. I'm like, God, I'm sorry. I don't want to go to church. Like, God's like, God, Jesus Christ. God's like, it's okay, Mike.
That's real, bro.
I'm like, I
That's
don't want to
really
go
real.
to church. God, like, I just don't want to be there right now. And God's in my heart like, it's okay. I'm right here with you, whether you in church or you're not in church. I'm in here right now. I need to talk to you directly. So, I hope this ministers to people out there. Like if you can't just get up and walk to the front, I know how hard it is. Some people might say it's not hard. For people they grew up in pride, grew up in like where they don't want to be seen doing something. God will meet you right where you're at. Don't worry about it. Jesus Christ. Or you might run into me and be like, man, I love this dude. Jesus Christ, right? You never know. God puts me in front of people like that.
I see you all the time, man.
Jesus Christ.
Supermarket, liquor stores, wherever you go, man. I mean, that's why I said this guy's a true evangelist.
Yeah.
Like, wherever he goes, he's praying with somebody. Or I saw you, a little girl, you told her to pray the other day, right?
Yes,
and I'm
of
like,
course.
Everywhere. I know a couple people that met you, and they're just like, yeah, man, he's about that life.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple of people that were hitting me up from the street team, and they were like, hey, are you really going to get this guy? I said, yeah. He goes, and I go, look, man, there is another layer to him, and I want to find out what that layer is.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And I go, I believe in this guy.
Thank you.
I think he's legit. I think he's sincere in what he's doing. Now, going back to that. Okay, so like everybody else, we see Mike popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red crew neck on,
Yeah,
right?
course,
Jesus
yeah.
on it. You had some Timbs, baggy pants. You got popular. Chris Brown reposted it, right?
Yeah.
And then it went viral everywhere, right? Some people laughing at it. I remember I reposted it, and I was like, and what you reminded me of is I've seen guys like you get saved, right, and just be so fired up, and whatever I can do, if it's pop locking, whatever, I just want to do it, and going all out. And I was like, hey, this guy reminds me of a lot of dudes that I've seen, and they're just fired up. And I've been saved pretty much my whole life. As being a person that's saved your whole life, you can get a little. It's the analogy of this. If I buy a car with my own money, right? I'm gonna wash that car. It doesn't matter if it has primer, 4 different tires.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of it, right?
Yeah.
But if I had somebody that bought me that car and gave it to me, I'm probably not gonna treat it that good.
Yeah.
So I think the analogy there is when something's, I wasn't born into it. My family was from the neighborhood and all that stuff. But I think when you get it early and it's all you kind of, I wouldn't say take advantage, but you take it for granted.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But when you see somebody give their life to the Lord like you did and be so fired up and say, man, my life's changed. This is,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I think it brings, for like somebody like me, it brings like a refreshing in where I'm just like, this dude loves. This is a reminder of how far. And I had to look back a little bit and say, I had family that was in the neighborhood. We were unsaved. We didn't know anything, and God saved our family and changed the course of our family. And it took me back, bro, because you were so fired up.
Yeah. Let me explain to you, like, you know how you was born in the faith. I hope this encourages you. Like, it's because of people like you that are born in the faith and stay connected to the faith that your water and your fruits reach out to people like me. Jesus Christ, because I wasn't walking the whole time, but we needed people who were walking the whole time. Jesus Christ. And I believe that people that are walking the whole time from the beginning, I know you have your struggles, but you stayed in it, are like direct, like almost examples of Jesus, because he was just there, boom, and he stayed in it his whole life. And what did he produce? He produced a bunch of misfits into leaders. Jesus Christ. So your fruit is like direct, like from Jesus. Like you were just from baby till now, you were just in church, and you probably were veered off a little, but you're in church, and maybe your struggles are different than mine, but it's because you kept strong to the word and kept strong on that path, produce fruit like me.
Amen.
Because imagine if Jesus never touched the misfits and he just came himself, how are we ever going to learn? We need people that's been schooled and seasoned and everything from the gate. Jesus Christ.
So good, man.
Yeah.
That is a great word right there, because real quick story. My family from the neighborhood, when they gave their life to the Lord, my uncle was walking in the neighborhood and he went back to go minister in the neighborhood, right? He's preaching, and these ladies come down and they go, son, what do you got in your hand there? He goes, I got a Bible. And he said, my Uncle Woody, he goes, I got a Bible. And she goes, I'm so good to see that. We've been upstairs in this building, right in the corner of the neighborhood, praying for 5 years that somebody would get saved. And God answered the prayers. Now, trip on this. Family got saved. Bunch of dudes from the neighborhood got saved. Gave their life to the Lord. Pastors, preachers, good homes, good families. My mother opened her home up to a men's Bible study. She said, you can have it here. A guy comes from the neighborhood, has his tattoo. They're from Florence. Has Florence tattooed on his thing. She didn't tell him nothing for a couple weeks. And she goes, "Oh, you're from the neighborhood, huh? I see that." And then he goes, "Yeah." She began to share the testimony. She shared the testimony about those women. This is over 40 years ago. Okay, shares the testimony about the women that were praying for the guys in the neighborhood. Wow. He says, "I know those ladies. That's my grandmother."
Wow, Jesus Christ. Wow.
So trip out on that, bro. So here is. My uncle gives his life to the Lord. These women tell him, we've been praying for 5 years. 40 years later, the grandson of one of those ladies that was in the neighborhood at one time goes to my mom's house and is in a men's Bible study at the house.
Wow.
And it's all connected. So the fruit of those women somehow came all the way back around to save the grandson.
Come on, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
So it's true, man, what you said.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's so important because there's a lot of kids that are in the church and they think they have to have this massive testimony of, I was in gangs and da-da-da-da. And granted, beautiful testimonies. Yeah. We need those. But the testimony of, hey, man, I'm in church. I love God. I witnessed to Mike Servin, or I witnessed to this guy, and they gave their life to the Lord, and they touched their whole community over here. I think that's important, man.
It is. It is important. Because I just went to go speak at a high school in Texas, and I was speaking. I'm like, imagine if those kids that we were speaking to at the high school. Imagine if there was no kids there that want to follow Jesus because they wanted to follow the world. Then where will the light be? We need those kids that are from babies into adults to be like that,
right?
Because somewhere in school it's touching somebody. They're ministering to somebody. Like for all my people out there that you grew up, man, hooked to God for since you were born, stay doing it.
Look right there.
Oh, for all your people right there that you were hooked on God from when you're first born, stay doing it. Jesus Christ, let me tell you why. You stay doing it, and you're gonna produce much fruit. You are special. You are special. Don't feel like you got to do this to have a testimony, man. You the walking testimony of Jesus right there. Just do it. We need you, Jesus Christ. I need you. Us need you. Jesus Christ.
The more the better.
The more the better.
So you blow up everywhere. You're everywhere. How did your life change from that, bro? From that experience, did you start getting a lot of people that are like, hey, brother, like, what's up? Recognizing you.
So I'm gonna I'll elaborate a little bit. So when that happened, I was like a counselor, like intern at Teen Challenge, Faith Home Teen Challenge, Modesto, right there, Modesto. And when that happened, like I started getting called to like all kinds of churches, and I had to go, And it was God taught me about a transition of a season. Like it hurt because I had to go because now it's something else, and I was like crying, like kind of like I gotta go, like. And God was like, Mike, this is called, you're transitioning into a different season. Right now you're learning, like, it does kind of hurt because you love being here. He's like, but I need you here.
Stretching you.
Stretching me, and it hurt. Right? So I learned how to change seasons at that point in time because, it was to take a big. And then when that happened, every single thing you could, because not only did the video go viral with all the Christian brothers and sisters, it went viral with the world. So now it's everything coming at me. Bling, 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 bling. I heard my spiritual father, my dad, Dirk, I thank him because he was like my shield. He was like my shield because everything, every type of promotion, everything, everybody wanted everything from me. But they wanted it in the wrong way. Jesus Christ. And so I turned down every single type of deal you could think of.
Because we've seen people go viral. I mean, Dogface.
Yeah.
He got
the Island
Ocean
Boys.
Spray guy. Yeah. I mean, everybody wanted to sponsor everything, and you could make a ton of money.
Yeah.
To be honest, right? But with that fame, with everything like that, there is some compromise.
Yeah, no,
there would be some compromise, right?
There would be. It would have been like a lot of compromise, and then at that point in time, I couldn't. It's like I felt like. I can't give this away to the world. Like they like, I want to give it like just course. Like I don't want to give it the way they want me to give it because they want to change you. Right. Do it like this. Do it like that. Do it like this. If I can't worship Jesus the way I worship him, I don't want to be over there. Jesus Christ, if I can't worship Jesus the way I worship Jesus, I don't want to be over there. There was this YouTube guy, I ain't going to say his name, but he's a heck of big and famous. And he's like, Mike, I want you to come and be on a show, man. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we want you to be in an Impala, slamming my hair saying Jesus Christ. I told my dad, I was like, no way. No way. I said, because I go, tell him this. Tell him, he can have somebody slamming on his head with the Impala and let me rip through the Impala screaming Jesus Christ and saving his life. Jesus Christ, not the one taking it. And he didn't want to do it. So and then there's like other things like yeah. So
Mike has some integrity.
Jesus Christ,
right?
Yes.
I mean, Mike has some true beliefs that most of the people that go viral, and it's a crazy thing.
It's a crazy thing.
You can get caught up in all the hype and everything and be like, yeah, like I'll do that. I'll do that. Oh, you want to pay me that much? Okay, I'll come and do that. And you said no.
I said no. Just course.
I'm gonna do it my way. Yeah. Where did that come from? The ability to say no.
Love.
What do you mean?
Love God.
Love God.
I don't want to sell him out. I love them too much.
Wow.
I love them too much to give it away to somebody. I love him too much to have him be like laughed at or like, oh, you see, like because people look at me and be like, oh, he's an example of God, but he sold out. I don't want God to look bad. Jesus Christ, he can never look bad. But in my own little heart that God gave me, I'm like, God, I ain't gonna do that because I love you. I'm not gonna, I'd rather love you in a tent and be poor and be able to Jesus Christ and have nothing than to be in a big house and not be able to say it when I want to.
A lot of people wouldn't be able to do that, man.
They wouldn't. I think that's why God don't elevate people, because they wouldn't be able to. God ain't gonna elevate somebody that loves him, elevate him to here, and then because you elevated here, that anointing crushes you because now you get all the money and everyththing, and now you're not you no more because you want to do it for like $5 million, so you're gonna change. No. Oof. God's not going to put you there because he knows you can't handle it. But he'll put somebody here that everybody thinks is foolish. Jesus Christ! And knows that he's going to hang on no matter what. He's going to stay with me no matter what. No matter what comes at him, he's always going to stay with me. Jesus Christ! And so that's what I did.
I love that you said foolish.
Yeah.
Because the world kind of goes,
yeah.
Huh. Especially in the early video, right?
Yeah.
People are like, oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. And me, I was like, yeah, I've seen this before. Like, yeah, I know he's fired up. This dude's fired up. But I think the world goes, yeah, it's foolish. And the Lord says, oh, I'll use that.
I'll use that.
No problem for him. He likes to use that stuff.
Jesus Christ, he likes it. It makes me like a little, almost like emotional, because I feel like God feeling me like you're doing good, Mike. Like you're doing good. Like, hang on. Jesus Christ, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this presence, like emotionally in me, but like in like a happy way. Like when you see somebody like winning a game and you start crying, you're like, oh yeah, he's winning. Jesus Christ, that's how I feel right now.
Hey, there's all the saints in heaven that are clapping right now, saying, keep going, Mike. Right? Let's do this.
I feel like that because I feel like that because when I was alone by myself and it was just me and God and fighting the demons, like I felt that feeling. I was like, I feel good. I feel like I'm fighting. I feel like I'm winning. And I start crying because I'm winning. Nobody around me, nothing. Just me, God, and in the middle of the street, stopping traffic together. Like, God, like, don't worry, Mike. I ain't gonna let no car hit you. Jesus Christ.
I love it, man. I love it.
Jesus Christ.
I just knew there was more to Mike Servin.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the challenges, though, with, I mean, you're on the road a lot. You're in ministry a lot. You're trying to help as many people as you can. But what are some of the real challenges behind that? Because it looks fun.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Mike. I'm in Florida. I'm in New York. I'm here. I'm there. And people are like, man, yeah, that looks fun. But what are some of the challenges that you have?
The challenge that I have when I go out there to do ministry is just people thinking I'm doing the wrong thing.
Really?
That's the main like challenge I have in my life. It's feeling like I'm gonna go over here and people and be like, oh, maybe not. You're supposed to go over here, or like maybe you're supposed to go over here because. And I asked God, like, why is that so much on me? God said, because you have a humongous platform and they're looking out for you. And so I gotta, and you know, I'm around so many people that everybody imparts into my life. So it's like this, that, and then I'm like, I don't want to offend them. I don't want to offend them. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt them. I'm like, what the heck, Jesus Christ? But God is like, Mike, just keep pushing through. You just keep doing what you feel like you need to do for me. You want to do my will. If this way isn't perfectly the right way, I'm going to pick you up and put you where you're supposed to be. So that's the challenge. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of evangelists and people that follow God, they got that challenge because you get it from it's like a pastor, he probably gets it from the congregation, he probably gets it from his leaders. They get it from everywhere. But then that's why God got us in leadership positions, because the leader has to just keep going. He has to keep going.
Yeah.
Take a little bit here, take a little bit there, take a little bit here, and then go forward.
They got a vision and a plan that the Lord has gave them.
Yes.
And they stick to the plan.
Yes.
Right? You get a little feedback here and there. You get a little help here and there. But the ultimate goal is what the vision God gave you.
Yes.
And that vision is what?
Jesus Christ.
That's it.
That
simple.
That vision is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What is Jesus Christ? Love, kindness, acceptance, salvation. When I say Jesus Christ, I'm not just saying his name. I'm saying every ministry, the fivefold ministry, all that, equipping people to go out there to evangelize, teaching people how to pastor, teaching people how to usher in the Holy Spirit. What do? I do Jesus Christ.
I wanted to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Elevate Ministries. Elevate Ministries is an authentic, passionate, and innovative church in the heart of Orange County, California. They strive to make their services welcoming and encouraging by intentionally engaging you in all senses to stimulate a spiritual hunger. If you're looking for a great church that's on a mission to change the world one person at a time, I encourage you to check them out at www.elevateministries.com and on Instagram at Elevate Ministries.
Jesus Christ, it's not just the name. It's not just the name. It's the Bible.
Right. I mean, how do you stay so positive though? I mean, it's your wife's out there.
Yeah.
Does he ever turn off? Never. So
Jesus Christ.
So this is.
I got her laughing all day. Trust me.
I mean, I believe it, but I mean, I just picture you guys are like in bed and you wake up at like 1 and 2 in the morning and you're just like, Jesus Christ. Does he do that?
Yeah, actually, last night he was saying a bunch of jokes and I was just kind of tired. And he looked at me and I said, I know you're not discerning it, but I really just want to chill right now.
Jesus Christ.
So God put your wife in your life to say, hey, Mike, let's bring that level down a little bit. Let's turn it off a little bit. Doesn't mean that we don't love Jesus Christ 24/7, but you know, he knows. And
yes, God put her in my life because this is what I feel, that God put her in my life because she was supposed to be in my life. Because even though we're totally opposite, like, she she's very strong, powerful, adventurous. She's willing to do God's will, and she acknowledges the God in me, like 100%. Like, she knows it's the God in me. Jesus Christ, she knows when I'm doing everything and going out there, she knows that that's how God saved me, and so God put her in my life because she's 100% okay with it, and because when I was dying of COVID, she would come in there and take care of me. And when she would come in there and take care of me, God paraded every single characteristic of God in her before I even liked her.
Wow.
She was brave. She was smart. She was caring. She was loving. Not only to me, though, to other people that were in that room dying or sick of COVID. And she would come in every day into a room filled up with a disease that can kill her. And she would come in there. I was like, man, God, Jesus Christ.
So you're literally on a COVID bed, and she was coming in as a nurse?
No, I was a missionary in Mexico City. I went on a missionary trip, and I caught COVID in Mexico City.
And so
I was in a hotel room.
It was bad.
I was bad.
So she would come in. Help out. And then God made that connection.
I didn't know I liked it though when she was helping me out. Jesus Christ, I just thought she was an awesome woman of God. I just thought she was an awesome woman of God.
Okay, so who
who
made the first move? That's what I want to know.
God did. Jesus Christ.
Wait. No. Come on, Mike. We're getting we need to turn off right now. We're getting too super spiritual right now. Who made the first move? That's what I asked. Of course, God made the first move by putting I'll explain
in your
life.
I'll explain to you how it went. So when I found out that like I liked her, because like she would take care of me, and I would just lay there and I you know, COVID gets so weak, you don't want to look at your phone, nothing. So I lay there, and like I kind of could time, like, 'cause you know I was in prison, so we time things by like feeling and everything. So I'm like, okay, she's about to come, and she would come. Hey, hi, how you doing? I'll be like, oh, she's here. I didn't know I liked her then, but then she would kept coming, and then one day she came and checked my oxygen level, and it was at 80. And then she was like doing something, and she come to check it again, and it was like in the 70s. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" Because that's like brain damaging.
That's
right?
getting bad, yeah.
And so she's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Man, they got the air conditioner on. I'm freezing." And she turned the air conditioner off, and I sat up. And then she asked me if I'm still cold. I didn't respond. And she grabbed some socks, and she put socks on me. And I'm like, man, she's hecka cool. And then she grabbed some food, and she started feeding me. And when she did that, I looked at her. I looked up. I was like, God, do I like her? Just of course. I was like, do I like this feeling of like, I was like, I think I like her. And that moment, I felt a little bit like in denial, because like, no way, God, I ain't gonna take your attention to give it to no girl, nobody, because nobody was there helping me but you. I don't want to take your attention to give it to anybody. And then God, I couldn't deny it. And then God said, Mike, that's for me. She's a gift from God. You could take her if you want to. I'm not gonna make you. He's like, but if it's a gift, she's a gift from God. And I was like, man, so I tried to deny it, and then I was like, okay, God, I can't deny it. So, okay, I like her. Now what do I do? Just course. I'm like, okay, what do I do now?
Does she like me?
Yeah, does she like me? I'm like, what do I do now? Because I know the worldly way, but I don't know, like, what am I supposed to walk up to and be like, I like you? And she's like, ugh, like, I was just trying to help you. Like, you know, like, I'm never going to mission.
And then the hard part about that, Mike, is you're like, I don't want. I'm still sick. If I tell her I like her, then she might not come back. I need help because I'm still sick. But wait, Lord, how long am I going to be sick till? And then I'll tell her, because I need her right now.
Yeah, just of course. So I guess it was kind of equal, because in her part of her testimony, like, she told me she was kind of feeling the same way, and you know, she said she was like Googling like nurse falling in love with patient. Is that a real thing? Like she was like asking God, like, do I like him? Like, why do I want Mike Servin to like be out here with us? And so like we're kind of going through the same feelings at the same time. And then so the way I try to tell her I liked her without telling her I liked her, like, she had to monitor me while we're walking around Mexico, and she would like get a coffee or something. I was like, oh, I got that. He saved my life. And then she started talking about like, oh, what place would we like to go visit for ministry? All the ministers that were there that were left. And then she looks at me. She's like, Mike, what place would you like to visit? I was like, man, any place she would like to visit.
Oh, snap.
So I guess maybe I'm the first person to make the move. I don't know.
Yeah, Mike, that.
Maybe I'm the first one. I don't know. Was I the first one?
Yeah, you made the first move. No doubt. I mean, she was pretty smooth in putting the socks on.
Yeah.
She was pretty smooth in putting the socks on you. I'll give her that one. But yeah, you made the first move. I mean, she was just doing her job.
So you know, and then you know, God put us together. And we found out we liked each other, and then you know, we courted for a whole year. We didn't kiss on the lips. You know, she would come and stay at my brother's house, and we would always stay apart. We wouldn't stay the night together in the same bed or nothing like that. And so we courted all the way till we got married. So it's possible.
It's a beautiful thing.
Just of course, it's a beautiful thing.
Man, bro. So blessed in ministry, blessed with a wife. Man, bro. I mean, it's really a testimony of you being faithful.
Yeah, just of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And God providing everything. So you were faithful. He provided everything. You're a testimony of that. A lot of people, how come I don't have this? Or how come I don't have that? Or I want this and I want that. But God's always like fifth on the list of things to do.
Yeah, just of course. Yeah. He always is. He's always like that. And I said this: if you praying for God to give you a breakthrough or give you something, it's never going to be on your time, but it's going to be on the right time, because it's on God's time, and His timing is always right. Just of course, He knows when to give it to you. He knows when you're supposed to have it.
So when you go to the neighborhood, or when you see family members, what do they say?
Just of course.
Is this like the same overall Mike with Jesus though?
No.
Or were you like one of them hood dudes that were just like quiet?
No. I was fun.
Okay.
Oh, big Mike, like he's cool, like, you know, like,
okay.
I'm fun, you know, I was a cool person to be around, like.
But now that you brought Jesus in, what the neighborhood homeboys say? What does family say now?
When they say, like, they believe. So now when I speak, they listen.
They know it's real.
I became like almost like not like a counselor, but like they'll come to me for advice. They'll come to me like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? And it's like a blessing. Jesus Christ, it's a blessing. Like all the people around me that grew up with me, like they know, like oh, we need somebody to get into a program, call Mike. We need somebody to to be preached to, call Mike. Somebody to get baptized, call Mike. Jesus Christ. So now I became like the
conduit.
The conduit, you know, like the light in that area. Jesus Christ. And people around me, there's still, you know, with like the homeboys and everybody, there's still people around me that don't believe that what I'm doing for God is real, and then there's the ones that do believe it's real. You know, from like people that were like that didn't like me from different hoods or whatever the case may be, and so even though they don't believe it's real, I still never react to them in the way they feel I should react. As always with love. People jump me before everything. Jesus Christ, and I responded in love. I responded in like telling them, I forgive you, God bless you, I'm praying for you, all that. Jesus Christ, because they know when it gets to that point, that serious, you're getting jumped, beat up, and you're still being the same person. They're like, man, there's something going on with that dude, and I want some of that.
Literally got jumped.
Jesus Christ, yeah, I got jumped. Yeah, so
old enemies.
Oh yeah, old enemies like people like from my past. They didn't believe what God was doing in my life. I was at a store buying clothes for the homeless kids at Tent City, and they see me. And everybody sees me. I'm already viral. Everybody
Okay.
it's going crazy. And they see me and they look at me. And usually everybody looks at me, so they're looking at me. And then I'm looking at them and I'm like, God bless you, Jesus Christ. They're like, no. Boom, we start banging on me. I was like, oh, he's banging on me, Jesus Christ. I was like, okay, I guess he's banging on me. So I started just telling them, God bless you, Jesus Christ. And they were just they surrounded the store. It was like probably like 30 of them. They were all looking in, trying to look at me. And then they come in, they start cussing at me and like bringing up my family members and everybody, like all my friends and everything. And they started saying, forget them, forget that. And I'm like, God bless you, Jesus Christ, it's all good. God bless you, Jesus Christ. They're just being good. And you know what? I almost feel like I was trying to like look at the workers at the store, like it's okay. This always happens. Like I'm like.
This is normal.
I almost felt like, look, I felt bad for the workers because they hadn't seen that. So I was like, it's okay. Like, this always happens. Don't worry. I got this under control.
Once again, you have the attitude of, this is just normal.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's nothing unusual.
Jesus Christ, don't worry. And I was with another brother, right? And he's like my brother, like in Christ. And he was like, man, they tripping off somebody. I don't want to tell them they're tripping off me because I don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah, you don't, and then you don't want them to run either.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Mike, you on your own, brother.
Yeah.
I'm stepping out.
No, I just didn't want to put nobody in that position because I knew if something's coming my way, I don't want to put nobody in the position if I don't have to. So he left, and then I go outside. They pop my tires. I go outside, and then
really?
I know that trick. Like you pop somebody's tires because you're trying to strand them so you can get on them, right? It's like a booby trap, I guess. So I go out there and I see my tires popped, and I call my tow truck, and I look up and they're surrounding me, and they're telling me like, "Hey, bro, get out of our hood," and this and that. And I respond to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get out right now. I'm calling but my voice was a little like almost confrontational. So you're loud. Yeah. So it was,
right?
And then I stopped.
So they could think that maybe, what's up?
Yeah, maybe he might. But I stopped because God said I stopped. And for 1 second, I felt like I wanted like, oof. But God said, if you do that, He's like, everything you talk about means nothing. Because I always talk about love each other, forgive each other, help each other, love your enemies. He says, you do that, it means nothing. And I'm like, so that's forward to me because usually like I'm willing to fight. Like I'm willing to fight and get jumped. And but that was the old me. And so I'm like, God, I ain't going to fight. Like, what do I do? And the door's like from here, maybe like 10 feet away. I'm like, I'm going to try to get to the door. So I turn around and break to the door and they had the skinny, fast dudes. He ran and he tripped me. Boom, I fell like a tumbleweed. And then they came and started stomping me out. Boom, 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 boom. And the whole time I wasn't cussing, like, get off me, screaming or nothing. I didn't say nothing to him. I was taking every single hit they was giving me. And in my mind, I was talking to God. I was like, God, when are they going to stab me? I know they got a knife. When are they going to stab me? Like, I'm ready. Like, are they going to stab me? Like, and I was talking to God, and I could see God. Like, I could see the word God in my mind. And I'm just talking to him. And then people came, get off him, get off him, get off him. And then right when they got off me, God said, shine. I jumped up. Jesus Christ, I love you guys. I forgive you guys. It's all good. I love you guys. Cool. And then they're like, F you, woo, woo, this and that, you be, woo, 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 woo. But I'm like, God bless you, Jesus Christ. And the guy talking the main stuff, walking towards me, I'm standing right there. He's screaming cuss words, and I'm telling him, I forgive you. And then I say, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you guys. And he stops and he looks at me and he says, pray for us then. He walked away. So me getting jumped wasn't for me. It was for that youngster. Somebody throughout that day was probably telling them, I'm praying for you, mijo. I'm praying for you. And then it came out of somebody that they were just smashing out. I'm praying for you.
I don't know, man, bro. I would have probably been like Peter, just pulling out my knife, at least taking somebody's ear off.
Yeah.
But to get stomped and to stand up and say, hey, man, and be sincere, love you, praying for you. Somebody heard that.
Yeah.
Like you said, that youngster heard that. Somebody remembered. Every time they see you, see one of your videos on the reel or something like that, they're probably saying, yeah, man, we jumped that dude. Yeah. But he was about it.
Yeah,
and that's it's crazy because it's kind of what's respected in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah,
the guy that gets up and goes, all right, you got me.
Yeah, you got me.
It's cool.
It's cool. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Of course,
and I think that's who you are. You know, and that's why I wanted to peel back some of the layers here. No, one of the layers I wanted to pull back,
just of course,
is the style, man. Okay.
Hey.
Let's pull back. Your wife's out there laughing.
Just of course.
I want to pull out the style. Okay, when I first seen you, I'm saying, okay, just knowing streets. I said, okay, this guy's got to be either from Bakersfield up somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, all right, this dude's from there. But you have Tim's, baggy jeans on, the red.
I even wear the Charlie Browns.
You wear the Charlie. I saw you with that, but you wear the Charlie Brown with the cowboy hat, right? Okay. Then you wear the vest. Then sometimes you come out, you have some nice kicks on, right? And then it's some baggy cargo shorts or whatever. Okay, so where does the style come from? And do you do it on purpose? Or are you just one of the guys that just go and whatever's in the closet, I'm just throwing it on today?
Of course,
like the chain today. So the chain is dope.
Somebody, they gave it to me.
So dope.
So I dress this way because the first way I started dressing was like graffiti. So we wear the cutoff shorts, the big stuffed shoes back in the day. The big fat laces. And so that kind of came from that, and then like the cowboy hat. It's just like I just like to look like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, that looks tight. Like no style, but like I'm like, that looks tight.
Okay, no style, but it does attract people.
Yeah, like it looks tight. Like I'm like the cowboy hat. I'm like, man, that looks clean. Like I you see a cowboy person, like when I used to see cowboy people, I'm like, that looks cool. Like I don't think I can ever pull it off.
Have you ever rode a horse?
Yeah, I rode a horse really slow. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I watch Yellowstone. I wish I could wear a cowboy hat now and then, right? I mean, but you put it together, and then the vest. So you got the vest. I mean, is that part of a bike ministry?
Yeah, so a motorcycle ministry called Soldier of the Cross.
Okay,
that's my dad. That's my main ministry. We build orphanages and homes and churches all around the basically all around the world. Cambodia, Brazil, Belize, like building orphanages. Tecate, Mexico, like building like real life like orphanages where people come, 200, 300 kids come and live, and then building colleges to equip people. Like it really goes deep. Like that's what we're doing. Jesus Christ. So I got that because of that, and then I'm wearing it all the time. But I want to wear this one because it says Jesus Christ. But usually I'm wearing it all the time because it says Jesus Christ on it. So it's just so you just see it and you're just gonna hear it. Jesus Christ, if you see it, you hearing it. Even if I ain't saying it, you hearing it because you're reading it. Jesus Christ. So and then like the clothes I wear, I like to like ride on them and everything because I like to like.
I've seen that.
Let me see if I can pull my shoe off.
Does that come from your graffiti days or what?
Yeah. So Jesus Christ,
all over the boots.
All over the boots. It got to be everywhere on me.
Okay, so at home, do you ride on everything?
Yeah, like I won't like ride on the wall, but I'll ride on stuff and like. But usually I just ride on my clothes and my hat. So like usually I have something rolled on the bottom.
Right.
So I'm always like riding or something on something because I want people to see like Jesus Christ, the name of God.
Okay, so that brings me to the tattoo.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What inspired you to get that? Besides Jesus Christ.
So I get locked up and I go to jail and they put me in the sound with all the guys and everybody. And I started telling my testimony at that time. And I'm like, boy, I'm seeing Jesus Christ and his angels. I'm seeing Archangel Michael and Gabriel and Raphael. And they're just sitting around me listening to me. For like 20 minutes, I was like telling them my testimony. And they were just really quiet watching me. And then when I was done, I looked at the guy that was giving the tattoos. And I said, hey, bro, can you tattoo Jesus on my face?
So this is a jailhouse tattoo.
Yeah, jailhouse. I go, can you tattoo Jesus on my face? And he goes, nah, bro. He's like, nah. Like, you're tripping. He has some type of like love for God. So he wasn't like, I'm not going to put that on you. Like, and then he's staring at me and I'm staring at him and he asked me, he's like, why? I said, because when I get out of prison, when I get out of jail, I start doing drugs and the devil starts taking my mind. I don't know if I'm a demon. I don't know if I'm an angel. I don't know if I'm a man. I don't know what street I'm walking on. I get lost. I don't know. I go, but I know Jesus is real. I can feel him. And if the devil takes my mind, I don't ever want to forget Jesus. So can you tattoo that on my face? So if I ever forget who I am, I'll never be able to forget Jesus. I could look in the mirror and it says Jesus. Somebody can say, oh, does that say Jesus? So I can be connected to God forever because I love him. Jesus Christ! It says, all right, I'll do it.
And jailhouse tattoos are different animal, right?
Yeah.
Take longer, one dot at a time. And then you get it. And then you get it graffiti style. It's not the regular gangster writing. It's more like a graffiti hip hop style.
Yeah, because
right?
I used to do graffiti too.
You did everything, Mike.
Jesus Christ, I tried everything.
How many times did you have to look at that since you got it, where you had to be reminded and you look in the mirror and go, okay, I know who I am.
A lot before.
Because it's a daily reminder.
It's a daily reminder, and then at that time when I told you, because at that time in my life when I thought the devil was gonna be able to take my mind, I didn't know God. Like, I knew Jesus was real, but I thought the devil was realer because I was like, I'm living in sin, so God's not gonna save me. I was still fighting with that, so I thought the devil was stronger at that time. So I got that, so I was like, man, he might take my mind, but if you want to take Jesus, you're gonna have to take my face. Jesus Christ, right? So I can never deny Jesus. So if I get to Jesus' door, like, you deny me, right? Gee, I couldn't deny it if I tried. Jesus Christ.
Especially on the face.
On
man.
the face.
It's like you're committed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is more than getting your woman's name tattooed on your neck. It's like on your face. Like, there's no getting around. And it's not small.
Yeah.
It's not a teardrop. It's not a little cross by the eye. It's the whole name.
And let me tell you why too. Like, I did the best I could for God at that time to show him how much I loved him. I said, what is the best I could do to show God I just want to be connected to him? Like, I did my best, showed my most love to this tattoo at that point in time. Other people might be like, oh, tattoo this, tattoo that. I go, but at that point in my life, I was showing God how much I loved him. That I would never deny him. Jesus Christ! So I got it. And then while I was fighting the spiritual warfare, the holy war, and I was on drugs, and I heard the demons and the angels and everything, and I would look in the mirror, and I'll see it, and I feel like a little like safe, like Jesus Christ! Like, God, you ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to me. I got your name on my face.
Yeah, nobody wants to do nothing to you, man, because they see that and they're like, this dude must be crazy. Yes, Jesus Christ tattooed on his face. Yeah. Mike, how do you develop that type of love for Jesus, for God? You know, if you're a young person or even a man, a woman out there, and they're saying, man, how does this guy love God so much? What would be your advice to them out there?
My advice is that you got to be able to realize and recognize what God saves you from on a daily basis and be thankful for that. When you're thankful from what God saved you from, your love grows. Your love grows. You stay in a state of thankfulness, and it just continues to grow and grow. It's like my wife. If I stop being thankful that she's my wife, the love gonna disappear. Like, I ain't even thankful anymore. You just, right? You gotta be thankful. That's the easiest thing. Some people ask me, Mike, how do you stay so faithful? Boy, I stay thankful. I remember how it hurt. So I thank God they don't hurt like that. I remember where it came from. I thank God I ain't in that place no more. And the love just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Jesus Christ! That's how you love God. Man. You don't just say I love you, God. You stay thankful, and not only just saying it. Like you go out there and you feed a homeless person. God said, you refresh others, I will refresh you. So you want to be in the direct presence of God, simple way? Go out and help somebody. Now you're helping that person. The king said, when I was hungry, you fed me. And the people were like, when did we feed you? He said, when you do this to the least of these, you're doing this for me. Ooh. When you're feeding somebody and you helping somebody, you don't know them and they're the least person in your life, but you're doing it for them. You're doing it for God. Now you're in the presence of God and you're showing God, I'm thankful. I love you. I know I don't know them, but because I love you, I'm going to help them. And that's how your love grows, when you love others as yourself. Jesus Christ. So that's the best way I can explain it.
So good, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people do a lot of things for the gram, for social media. And you post you post a lot. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure there's a lot of things you don't post and that you do, and it's not about the post. I feel like you post to try to encourage other people.
Yes.
Hey, let me show you what you can do. You can witness to a family at the supermarket.
Just of course.
You know what I mean? You can help this guy right here. You can pray for that wino, whatever it may be. How much more, other than what you post, are you literally doing?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Because there'll be a couple of days you don't post. There'll be a day or two you don't post, or you're not posting every day. But you post a lot, but you're doing it every day?
It's every day. If we get a camera following me, it's every day. It's praying. It's walking into every single store. Jesus Christ. Every single store. Every single place we go. Every day. 24/7. Ministry.
About it.
Every single day. Everywhere I go. And then the videos I share, feeding people, helping people, praying for people, is to be an example for how people could do it in a simple way. If you ain't got money, give a handshake and a hug. If you got a little bit of money, go to the 99-cent store, buy $1 pack of bologna and $1 pack of bread, put it together, go feed somebody. It's simple. But I'm trying to teach people how to be in the direct presence of God by giving. Jesus Christ. And so that's what I do. I try to be an example on how to do it. In the Bible, it says, put your light on the highest place in the room. And it says, show your deeds so you can give God the glory. So I'm showing how God saved me and what I do to be thankful to him. Jesus Christ. And it just helps people. People sending videos like, hey, bro, I'm out here feeding somebody, man. You encourage me. Jesus Christ. I gave somebody my lunch today. I gave somebody a water today. Man, if you don't have nothing else to give, man, give your time and attention. If you have nothing, and your time and attention is kindness. And kindness goes very far. Kindness will save somebody from committing suicide. Kindness will save somebody from not wanting to live anymore. Because I remember when I was alone and I would tell God, I was like, God, I was like, if somebody don't tell me hi today, I just don't want to live no more. I just want to die. I just want to just die. I just want to take my life. I don't want to live no more. And every single day, somebody was kind and said hello. And when they would say that, I'd be thinking in my mind, I'd be like, thank you, because you don't know you just saved my life right now. Jesus Christ. So kindness saves lives. If you have nothing else to give, man, give a hello or a smile. Come on, somebody. Jesus Christ.
Simple, right?
Hey, it's simple, but people
we complicate it. We
it.
complicate the gospel sometimes, right? It's very simple. Love God, love others.
Love God, love others. Yeah, it's simple. It's simple.
Man, this is great, man.
Jesus Christ.
This is great.
It's God.
it's all God. I knew there was more to you, man.
Yeah.
Than the pop locking.
Yeah.
Than the Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What is the biggest, we'll start wrapping this up, but what is the biggest miraculous thing you've seen by just yelling out Jesus Christ somewhere? Did you ever see like some sort of, like you just went there, did your thing, Jesus Christ, and then something happened and you were just like, just 100% blown away? Jesus Christ.
So the biggest thing that happened, it wasn't like people rose up off the floor, they started walking. Is when I was trying to feed these homeless people and I was praying to God and I was like, God, how do I don't have enough. I gotta feed these homeless people and it was like when the video first went viral and when I walked into the store, I said, God, please help me feed these homeless people. I have no money. Like, and they're depending on me to come. Like, and so like I walk into the store and I'm like, Jesus Christ, and some guy sees me, he's like, oh, that's you. I'm like, what? I didn't know what viral was. He's like, I was like, oh yeah, Jesus Christ, like, that's me. And he goes, let me take a picture. I'm like, all right. And he goes, what are you doing? I was like, man, I'm buying food for the homeless. He goes, whatever you get, I'm gonna pay for it.
Whoa.
That was like one of the first like simple,
a miracle,
but big,
right?
Because it brought me to tears. I was like, God, you answered me like immediately, like. And it was big. It was big to me. It was like humongous. Because some people don't realize, like, when they think when God answers you, if it's little, then it's little. Every time God answers you, it's big.
Right.
Jesus Christ. So that's like one of the biggest things like that I seen that happen. And then another thing, it wasn't just me screaming Jesus Christ, but I went live on my Facebook and I was doing my little cooking show, Heaven's Kitchen, cooking food. Jesus Christ. And this guy comes on here and he's like, Mike, I want to commit suicide. And people are like, hey, you see his comment? I'm like, all right, well, look, and I see him. I go, hey, bro, come on my live. Come on my live. I brought him on my live, and everybody on my live, we talked him through. He sold his tools. He wanted to die. He wanted to kill himself. He sold his tools, and then we helped him. We flew him to California, and now he's a missionary in Panama. That was a miracle.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, he's a missionary right now.
Wow.
Out there, and he went to Victorville, I think. Victorville, the house in Victorville. So those are the type of miracles that I seen.
The fruit
that I seen. Jesus Christ by just Jesus Christ by just that.
Making yourself available.
Making myself available. That's it.
I think we get caught up in we need finances.
Yeah.
We need a gimmick.
Yeah.
We need all these things, and sometimes all we just need is Jesus.
All we need is Jesus.
Man.
No, it's not sometimes. It's all we need. Always. All we need is Jesus. All we need is Jesus. And I think that's what God is doing to me. Like, he's showing people that all Mike needs is Jesus. See, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show the world that all Mike needs is Jesus. Because there's people out there in the world right now that they're saying that I want you to win, but really they're like, when is he going to fall? Like, some people want you to win, but they're like, when is he going to fall? Like, that can't last forever. Jesus Christ, that can, nah. God's like, I'm going to show this whole world, like, all Mike needs is that name. All Mike needs is Jesus. That's what God tells me. So I'm like, okay, God, Jesus Christ.
It's kind of cold. We're like that sometimes, right? I want to see Mike fall. Let me see Mike go through a little hardship right here. Oh, Mike got COVID, great. And then you get out of COVID with a wife, pretty much, right? People were probably like, oh, see, where's this guy at now? He got COVID over here, and then what happens? Gets healed, continues on. Oh, by the way, I found my wife because of COVID.
You're right, though. Jesus Christ, you're right. When I caught COVID, even my closest friends were like, man, we're praying to God, like, man, don't let Mike die, because everybody gonna, like, they were praying because they don't want like for God to be looked at like, oh, God let Mike die. Like, they don't want people to see that, and I knew that, and so when I had to address everybody, I said, look, I told people that if I catch COVID, I was like, it's just to show the whole world that nobody's exempt from what's happening in this world. No matter how much you're chose, nobody's exempt. And it's up to God whether I lived or whether I died. But no matter what, you guys are gonna see that I'm gonna praise His name through the whole thing. Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna worry about it.
I think that's a excellent way to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, through it all, whatever God decides is His will,
yes.
Not my will again, but His will.
Yes.
So good, man.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Last one is cooking. Are you really a good cook?
So I made this show called Jesus Christ.
Your wife looks really thin. I don't know. And you're on the road a lot. So I'm thinking, okay, what's going on here?
Well, I'll say this. So I started doing Heaven's Kitchen when I'm at home, like, more at times. So I'll do Heaven's Kitchen. And it's not the regular cooking show that you think. It's not like I'm cooking and teaching people how to cook.
You're not doing jailhouse menu. Let me make a spread.
I'm cooking and I'm asking I'm asking the people that follow me on Facebook to help me. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So they're helping. So when I pick I go, look, okay. Look, Charles, you say do this, I'm gonna do this. Look, Henry, you say do this, I'm gonna do this. Look, Sarah, you say this. If it don't come out right, it's because of you guys, not me. Jesus Christ.
Okay, how many times have you just gotten that plate at the end of the day and be like, yeah, this is bad?
Yeah. No, everything I would cook, I would eat, and I'll try to make like fried like pickles, like deep fry and everything. I put them in the oven. All the deep fried stuff came off, and the pickle was just in the middle with nothing on it. It was like, what is this right here? I looked at it. It tasted good. It tasted good, but it wasn't like all the way. It was just the pickle.
You gotta stay on that, man, because I think you got something there.
Jesus Christ, it was so funny. There was like food I cooked, and you know how they make like the rolls out of the avocado.
Yeah.
How to make the rolls? It didn't even. It looked like a centipede. It didn't even look like a rose.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus Christ.
now I know he ain't cooking for you. I mean, he's trying.
I'm trying.
Let's just stick to the top ramen or something like
Top
that. You know
ramen,
what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Easy.
Oh, man.
Mike, man, I appreciate you coming out, man.
Thank you,
Taking your
thank
time
you.
out, stopping through. I know you got another spot to go to
Yeah,
tonight.
Jesus
You
Christ.
got your people out here. I thank them for coming, and your wife, man. That was
Thank you,
awesome,
thank
man.
you.
Before we go, me and Cam, we got a little thing that we do, and it's called the Furious 5, man. And what we do is we ask you 5 furious questions, and you just give us a nice answer to
Okay,
that.
okay.
So we play a little music there. Little beat right there.
Jesus Christ.
Question number 1 on the Street Gospel Furious 5. Where would Mike be without Jesus Christ?
Hooked on drugs and doing stuff that I wouldn't be doing if I was regular.
Okay, question number 2. How there's a way to say Jesus Christ the way Mike Servin says Jesus Christ. It's almost like Jesus Christ. It has like an O and then the I are, you know, it's there's a way CHROIST. Jesus Christ, right? How do we say it the right way?
Jesus Christ.
With our chest?
You say it with your chest.
Jesus Christ!
One more time.
Jesus Christ!
You gotta. Jesus Christ.
I'm getting embarrassed now. Jesus
There you
Christ!
go.
Man, that was bad.
No, you did good. You did good.
There's only one Mike Servin that can say that.
You did good. You did good.
Okay. So you gotta say it with your chest.
Yeah.
You gotta put your arms
Jesus
out.
Christ.
You gotta put your arms. Okay, got it. Everybody out there.
Like a trumpet.
Like a trumpet.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ! It makes a bigger difference if you got some muscle
I
too,
love
right?
it, bro.
If you got some muscle, then it's like, man, you're really bringing it. All right. Question number 3 of the Street Gospel Furious 5. If I would say your tagline, Jesus Christ, if you didn't say that, what was your second choice?
We love you, God.
That's it. Jesus Christ, we love you,
We
God.
love you, God.
That's it. So that would be your second choice if you're yelling it everywhere. All right. Question number 4 on Street Gospel Furious 5. Who taught you how to pop lock?
Beat Street. Jesus Christ.
Beat Street.
Beat Street. Remember Beat Street?
We just watched it the other day. That's Camel. He's young, but he's watched that movie at least 100 times.
Jesus Christ. Beat Street encouraged me.
Lee, right?
Yeah,
Lee's
Lee.
out there, man. Crazy
I'm
legs.
done with you, Kenny.
Yeah, right? Does a little moonwalk right there in the snow.
yeah.
Goes over there.
Yeah.
The house party's hooking up for the light. Man, Mike.
Us girls can boogie too.
Oh, the dude, yeah, we just watched the other day. Mike's about that life.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Yeah.
Raymo.
Rainbow. Yeah. Everybody say Ramon.
Yup. Classic. So Beach Street, I think Beach Street, Breaking,
Yeah,
those movies
Electric
just like,
Boogaloo,
yeah, influence all of us.
Yes,
But
they did.
I like Beach Street better than Breaking. Even though Breaking was in LA, Beach Street was like more real with the
just like
graffiti. It was more grimier and more for real.
It was like had like all the elements of hip hop, the rapping, the
Yeah.
graffiti, the popping,
MC,
the blocking,
DJing.
the MC, the DJ, the
Yeah.
turntable. It had like everything. If you wanted to learn how to be a hip hop head, watch that movie.
That was it right
Jesus
there. Even the way
Christ.
they dress.
Yeah, even the way they dress.
Right. Question number 5 on the Street Gospel Furious 5. What's Mike's vision for the future? Your ministry, your family. What is it? In 5 years, what would you like to see? Where would you like to be or done?
In 5 years, I would have liked to help root and plant churches and bring more and more people to the kingdom of God in a fresh, new way. Maybe even help people come alongside and help people open up new discipleship homes and new places where people could come and get a fresh outlook on God. Jesus Christ.
That was awesome, man.
And baptize everybody.
Start getting into baptism now and everything, right?
You know what it is.
Hey, Mike, man, we appreciate you coming out,
Thank you.
bringing your family, bringing all your peeps. Definitely was a good time, brother.
Jesus Christ.
Anything you want to shout out?
Jesus Christ! I just want to give a shout out to everybody that thinks God can't hear them. God can hear you, because it says, "Yet when we were yet enemies against God," that means when we were yet sinners, God still heard you. So God hears you. Don't worry about it. Jesus Christ! But do something about it.
Awesome, brother. Thank you for coming out, man. Yo, everybody. That'll conclude this episode of the Street Gospel Podcast, man, with Mike Servin. Jesus Christ!
We love you, God.
We love you, God.
Yeah.
I said it right, man. Check him out. Instagram. He's going to start that cooking channel, man. I'm not going to say it's edible, but you know what? It'll be fun. I guarantee you that, man.
Jesus Christ.
Appreciate you, everybody out there. Subscribe, follow Mike. We love you guys. God bless.
Jesus Christ.